Scott, you've been in the position now for a week. You enjoying it?
I am thoroughly loving this job. Again, haven't got an opportunity to go out and visit all the different sections and departments of the town, but just being here in the town office, welcome like another member of the family, and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. We've had veterans coming in. I've had an opportunity to meet with them, and I've been very much blessed with Nicole, who is my assistant, but as I tell everybody, actually she's the one in charge right now until I'm trying to figure this job out. But I've been having a wonderful time, yes, sir.
Somewhat unique in that the three offices to your right as you're seated, two of those three are occupied by other veterans, Mike Borg and Tony Morabito.
Yes, sir. And that's a very interesting setup. And one of the things I think that benefit from having the three of us, we talk the same language, but we can still talk civilianese, so to speak. And we have an understanding a lot of times of what one another is talking about, where some others may be a little bit confused. But I think the flow of what Mike is trying to do as far as the leadership in his position, doing a great job, and it's a very comfortable position that I'm in, knowing those two are making sure I don't mess up too bad.
Being a veteran, being able to help other veterans and their families, how much does that mean to you?
Well, it means extremely a lot to me. Obviously, I'm a veteran. I think when we were in the town council meeting the other night, and I explained to the members of the town council, I've been a veteran, either a veteran or a veteran family member for my entire life. My father was in World War II. I had a brother in Vietnam. Obviously, I'm currently in. I have a nephew who's in the Marine Corps on active duty. And hopefully this time next year, my son will be headed off to Naval Air Station Pensacola to fly Navy aircraft. So it's a family, and when you have veterans coming in, and it doesn't matter what branch, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, or now Space Force, to those of us who have already served, it's still a brother and a sisterhood. They're family. We've all gone through similar entry-level training, and we've had similar experiences. So I feel that I'm very much able to relate to them as they're able to relate to me. And my interactions thus far, a lot of it has just been finding out about them, where they're from, what they did in the military, where they were deployed, whether it was overseas or if they stayed here in the United States, what branch they were in, and then what's going on with their life now as far as, employment, what type of services do they currently have or what type of services they're currently looking for. And also, I'm very excited about the involvement with the community. It's veterans and their families, but to me, it's also the community of North Attleborough, Plainville, and Rentham. And again, just want it to the best of my ability, help out my brothers and sisters.
I know you served in the military. For people who aren't aware, what branch, what exactly were you doing?
So I was in the United States Marine Corps for 30 years, and I had a number of different jobs. I started out, I was an aircraft mechanic, worked on an A4 Skyhawk, which was a single-engine attack aircraft, and then I had a great mentor, Marine Sergeant Major at Naval Air Station South Weymouth, Massachusetts, just right up the road, and he highly encouraged me to go be a drill instructor. So not only did I go through recruit training as a recruit, but I got to go through recruit training as a drill instructor, and then from there I was able to make a transition to F-18s. That's currently the same airplane the Blue Angels fly in the Marine Corps, and then I was selected to be an assistant Marine officer instructor, where I was at the NROTC at The Ohio State University, and eventually made my way to Beaufort, South Carolina for a short time, back to F-18s, and then I was selected to be a first sergeant, so I left the aviation community, and I was a first sergeant for a combat engineer battalion in Okinawa, Japan, and I was fortunate enough to walk the same ground that my father had done in 1945. And after that, I was selected to be a sergeant major, where I ended up at Marine Corps Air Station New River, where I was in a headquarters squadron, which was basically very similar to a town government. And then I had an opportunity to go with a combat squadron, helicopter squadron of Hueys and Cobras, and did 2 tours in Iraq, and I also spent some time in Afghanistan. And I guess I'd done a good job. The monitors or the detailers, whoever controls where we go, gave me a 3-year tour in Hawaii. And I was 2 years into that when I got a phone call, and they asked if I would go to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. So my last year in the Marine Corps, I was with the Joint Task Force in Cuba. So a little bit of a change coming up here to New England, being in warm weather places. But I love the town North Attleborough, and I love this part of the country.